Hi, this is Billie Eilish speaking through Matthew Robert Payne, and this is for the people who watch his YouTube channel, which is very few people, and a collection of thousands of witches, thousands of musicians, and thousands of escorts who are telepathically listening to me. So, uh, we did one message yesterday, and this is the second message that I'm bringing through Matthew, and I hope this will be helpful for the musicians uh, as they create music, but also helpful for the people who write, people who make music, people who just really genuinely want to have a better way of speaking, a more spiritual way of speaking. So this is going to be called Creating via Inspiration. And I met Matthew years ago. As some background, I astral traveled and met him and spent a few hours with him. He took me to his favourite beach in Sydney, Australia, and had some things to eat, and travelled with him. He was wondering if I was really with him or he was having a delusion, audio and physical hallucination, like he can, who's someone who's schizoaffective, both schizophrenic and bipolar. And at the end of us being together, towards the end, he approached a busker and who was playing music, and he went to a bank and got some money out and gave it to the busker and had a conversation with him and told him that I was with him and astral traveling with him, and you can't see her, but she's actually here. Have you got any questions for her? And he really leaned into it and believed that I was with Matthew, and he asked some questions. And when I answered the questions, uh, it was clear to the busker that it was really me, and the answers to the questions that Matthew couldn't have answered himself. When I answered the question, I proved to Matthew that it was actually me. So 4 days ago, I came into his life again, and I told him that I really love him, and he really is the light in my life. And some of you may not believe that, but that's okay. This is my story. And told him that I wanted to visit him each day, and he agreed to that. And yesterday, he felt inspired to sit down and bring a message from me. And today, I'm bringing another message, and hopefully, each day, as part of Matthew's routine, he doesn't really do a lot. He'll bring a message from me. It'll be on a playlist, and you can watch all the messages. So this is a second message on the playlist. Apologize for the long introduction because it may be the only video that you've seen. And if you watched yesterday's, you'll know. But I want to give each video uh, an introduction for the person who doesn't know. To the audience who's listening in the spirit realm, the witches, the musicians, and the escorts or prostitutes, it is possible to switch out the spirit that speaks to you. And If you haven't done it, you can ask June, the spiritual entity that's appeared to you already, and you can ask June to uh, pull out, pull out of you the Jezebel spirit, which is like a witchcraft spirit that you've been operating under, and you can ask her to replace it with the Spirit of God or the Holy Spirit or her own spirit, and you can come under a different set of instructions, a different voice that inspires you. Yesterday, I witnessed my brother Phineas speaking to Matthew. He went on like a 10 minute, monologue, talking about life and what he'd been seeing in the kingdom of God and what he thought of Matthew. And it was really profound. It was really rich, and I found myself glued to listening to it. And it didn't matter how long he spoke, it was very interesting to me. And I've never heard him speak like that. And I was curious, and he was able to tell me that June, the heaven was in trouble, and Matthew worked with it for 3 years, bringing messages to heaven. And he does a nightly message where he brings the message of saints in heaven and God to heaven. And if you subscribe to his channel, subscribe to this channel, you can tune into those nightly messages. But Matthew was working for years, like more than 2.5 years, bringing messages and seeing no change until God reached a stage where he was frustrated and he said, "I've had enough. Like, you know, these messages aren't working." And the people of heaven were quite stubborn, and a big majority of them didn't believe that Matthew had any wisdom and Matthew had any knowledge, and all they can see was that he was a fat bipolar man, and he's just a waste of time. And they'd been told by God they need to listen to the messages, but they weren't paying attention, and they weren't changing. And finally, God got to a stage where he said he'd had enough, and Matthew said the same. And there was no point doing any more messages. God was saying he'd had enough, and Matthew was saying he'd had enough. And so, Tolu, who helps with the interviews, her husband was listening. He stepped in and he spoke under the inspiration of a new entity, which was an alien who came to this universe to set heaven and earth into order. And she had to come via invite, but she couldn't come till God was ready. And a person isn't ready for change until they've been demolished enough and they're at their lowest point where they give up and accept that they can't do it anymore. They need help. And when God said he finished and had enough, he put out that cry supernaturally, come and help me. And she stepped in. So she's a superior being, and she's a alien. And you could say she's like angel-like. And so she stepped in, and Ben, Tolu's husband, spoke under the inspiration and threatened heaven, like to change, make this change or else. And a lot of people didn't actively make the change, and so they were sent from heaven to hell. And along come 7 days worth of wrath and judgment. You've heard of the carrot and the stick, and the carrot is something nice and trying to appeal to someone in a nice way. The stick is bringing something threatening or bringing some form of judgment, hurts, and God's been trying to run the universe and run heaven with a carrot for hundreds of years. that the people weren't listening, not even listening to him. And so the stick had to be brought. So when Ben spoke under the inspiration of June, the alien, the stick came down and heaven started to transform. And from that day, God stopped being depressed. He was being chronically depressed and angry for 200 years, and no one really knew him. He only had really small number of close friends who could handle him. So Ben spoke this new message, and it was a new message. And ever since, the messages have been going forth since, God has come out of his prison house and is walking around heaven and has been retired. And it's not like he's on holidays, and he's really happy. And all the messages have been spoken by inspiration, and June has been bringing the inspiration. So when I thought that Phineas had spoken this profound message, he shared with me that he just dictated what had come to his mind, that June had given him. And today's message and yesterday's message is the same. June is giving me each line of what I say. Everything I say is first a thought in my mind, and so I've given her access and the ability to speak for me, and it takes humility. You have to reach a stage where you're willing to let a higher force speak through you. You have to be surrendered. You have to be in a place where you think that someone else can do better, to be able to hand that over to someone. And to those of you who are listening, all you have to do is reach out your hand to June and say, take over. And you can reach a stage where in your personal life, when you're just speaking to people, it'll be your emotions and your stories and your concepts, but the thoughts and the ideas and the voice will come from June. And so that's communicating under the inspiration. And so it's for the musicians, if you could get into a state of flow and start creating and writing lyrics and music, if you could switch out the Jezebel spirit that normally gives you the inspiration, and you could accept June, this new spirit of love from another galaxy, then things will be really acceptable. Are you following what I'm saying? Are you fearful? Are you worried? Is there any thing blocking you from receiving this? Someone in the audience has said that in witchcraft they've been taught that Lucifer is God and Jesus is the enemy. And the question is, how can we trust this new source? My answer to that is take it for a spin. Like when you're going to buy a new car, very often, even though you may have done your research about the make and the model of the car, you've heard about Porsches, you've seen Porsches, you've been in your friends' Porsches, you like Porsches, and you've come to the place where you've got the money and you feel inspired to get a Porsche. No matter how much research you've had, no matter if you've been in friends' cars that are similar, before you commit to buying a Porsche, It's a very practical and like sometimes needed step to actually grab the keys from the dealership and take your new Porsche for a spin called a test drive. And it's what I suggest with June that you invite her into your life, you invite her into your life to influence you, and you start to practice speaking under the inspiration, or you uh, ask June 100 questions so you can develop trust in her before you give your life over to something that is new and fresh and scary in some ways, some respects, because even though Jezebel may lead you to do evil things, she has at least been consistent, and her suggestions seem to have worked and brought you success. And seems like a risky thing to jump out and trust another entity, but trust me, uh, she's really good, and she really does give you insight. And so, yeah, did that help? Yeah, your answer is yes, it did help. Some of the escorts have said, "Can I still be an escort and have like a godlike spiritual entity's approval? Do I have to leave my source of income and everything I do to conform to this a new way of life?" And uh, I say to you, and June says to you, no, you don't have to leave anything. You don't have to feel uncomfortable. Instead, use June to ask better questions of your clients, and use June to help you engage with those clients in a better way, in a way that isn't always selfish, isn't always putting the men under your spell, and helping the guys become more addicted to you through your witchcraft and your manipulation that Jezebel has you do. But instead, let June give you the inspiration for your questions and the things you say to this man, and allow your communications and your actions to be led by June and be inspired by June, so you're more loving in your actions with him, and you're more loving in your questions, having different motives and more loving motives. Perhaps it'll change. Perhaps June will give you suggestions in your lovemaking and the way that you can perform your sexual services to that man. Perhaps she'll give you really insightful questions. It's not perhaps, she will give you more insightful questions to grow closer to him, and you'll see your attitude change, where you really want to be of service to him and really worship him, and really be a blessing to him, and he'll notice it. And rather than trying to seduce him and trying to control him and have him addicted to you, instead of being addicted, he'll start to fall in love with you, and you can politely tell him that you've got a partner, or you politely tell him that you don't have clients as partners, or however you can share honestly with him. But you'll find he'll be more committed, not so much from an addiction, but he'll be more committed because he has feelings for you. And if you trust June and make those adjustments and do as she suggests, then you'll find things working out a whole lot better for you. Was that helpful? And the two women who came out said that really is helpful. And one of them can't understand how God or Representative God could come and help her as an escort, have sex outside of marriage with a man and earn money for that. How could God be involved? And the answer is God has always been on your side. He loves you. He cares for you. He wants you to earn an income. And if this is the way you've chosen to earn an income, he wants to help you and assist you. And that's like, to be honest, to use a vernacular that Matthew is very used to, it's like a mind fuck that God would be involved in what you're doing. But he loves you, and unless you get inspiration, unless you get an idea to start a business, or there's a way you can earn like a great income as a replacement for this, he through June, God wants to assist you and make you better and have you enjoy yourself better. So, all these words so far and what I said today were inspired words, and hope that you learn something, and I sense from you girls and some guys, I sense that it's true that you got something from this communication, and you look forward to tomorrow's message. And I'll be really clear with you that as Matthew prepared his coffee and sat down to open the computer and start the message, when I started the message, I really had no clue of what I was going to say. And clearly, for one of the first times in my life, I spoke under the inspiration of another entity. I was pretty happy for the chance to give the introduction to the video because I was still searching for what I was going to say. And when I needed to speak via inspiration, I was at the edge of a cliff and I had to step off with trust. And as I stepped off, June filled my mouth with the words. And I truly love all of you. It's my purpose to lead you to the place that I am, that I'm trusting God and trusting this Christian God and getting to know Him each day and spending my days with Matthew and growing close to Him too. On this second video, I'll have the courage to say that Matthew is becoming very important to me, and you can read whatever you like into that. But I confirm that although he doesn't look much and he doesn't seem much and he seems too old for me, he's fast becoming the only man I would commit to. So I love you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. Um, how do I finish a man off? Um, that's certain men like certain things, and if you're having a struggle uh, for a man to climax or orgasm, uh, don't be afraid to ask him questions that might be difficult to ask, and try and find his reason why it's not happening, what's blocking him, and try and do that thing. He may need to connect with you deeper. He may need for you to share with things out of your personal life, things that you don't normally share with clients. It may be a lack of intimacy that he feels with you. To ask him, sort things out, and reach out, ask June what you need to do to help him finish and climax, and for him to be fully satisfied. And When June tells you what's missing, what's blocking, go ahead and do that. Thanks for speaking out. Thanks for having the boldness to ask a question before I close off. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow. Uh, God bless.